Rocking with the best. You tune into the Dribble PODCAST by Gully TV, available on all streaming sites. Make sure y'all get there and follow me. Holla. I heard that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I got the red light. Think I'm gonna leave it in here. The red light, you must have knew how it was coming. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. You're now walking with the Dribble. Available on all streaming sites. All of them. Make sure you tune in. I've been applying pressure. You've been seeing me a lot more lately, right? No doubt. Shout out to my sponsor, Baldini, New Jersey. Baldini, I need to be another couple feet tall so I can put you on prime time, but time to get to work. Subscribe to the channel. I'm about to vent. I got some shit on my mind. Hip hop, sports, and fashion. Y'all know what I do. Hold on, check the knittage. This is the Scholar. Go to the website and get right. I got these in a variety of colors. I got all white. I got black and white. I got red and white. I got green and white. I got white with the black tassel. I got royal blue with the white tassel. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go to the website and get right. But about to get busy. You need a mic check? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let's do it. Got some shit on my mind. This is scripted. Yeah. Professional at work. Pay attention. Word up. Make sure you go to my website, therealdribble.com. Get knitted up. For real. I'm ready when you are, man. I got a whole lot. I got notes. Truck drivers, buckle up. Let's get on the road. Hunger to win, the real to survive. Shout out to YNX, Splash Alka. You listen to Hunger to Win from PILLMATIC 2, available on all streaming sites. We're going to be recording PILLMATIC 3 pretty soon. And let's get into it. Truck drivers, what up? Everybody out there in the cyberland, all over the globe, what up? You listening to the Dribble? I'm in the building. I'm gonna bring you more special effects, man. I was watching somebody else's podcast. I wasn't jacking. I'm a little bit inspired though. I need some gongs and shit like that. Shout out to my man Grindstone. I just was watching your shit. I fuck with it. But boom, I got some shit on my mind, man. Last night I watched a game between the Golden State Warriors at home versus the Dallas Mavericks, as you know. Klay Thompson was traded in the offseason. They was abusing my man Klay. One half of the legendary Splash Brothers put in a lot of work in the NBA. When he left Golden State, he had spent some time. They had to start benching him. I think he was a little bit hurt physically, and maybe he was going through a little bit something psychologically. Players of that magnitude, they're not used to coming off the bench, man. I was a ball player before. That shit can throw you into a tailspin, man, if you're not prepared to handle it right. I got a whole lot of shit to say about basketball, man. I don't know where to start. I'm gonna just go ahead with this thing, man, this Luka Donic thing. Last night, dope game, great game, held it in San Francisco. That's Golden State's home floor now. They honored Klay Thompson, who was returning home after an illustrious 13-year career, where he put up legendary statistics as one half of the Splash Brothers. Klay Thompson, 4-time NBA champion, 5-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, 1-time All-Defensive Team. He had a career high of 60 points for Golden State. He also won gold medals with the U.S. national team in 2014 and gold with the 2016 Olympic squad. So shout out to this legendary player who one day probably will be blessed with with a fucking statue, you know what I'm saying, outside of, the Golden State Warriors arena. But as of right now, he made his homecoming. I wanted him to light their ass up. I didn't appreciate how they treated him. I'm a basketball player at heart, and I 100% support the underdogs at all time. That's why I'm always pro Russell Westbrook, another guy that people be having a lot of slick shit to say about. The Golden State, the Denver Nuggets are, I believe, 4-0 with Russell Westbrook starting point guard over there. Keep that in mind. Shout out to Russ. I see you getting busy, still getting triple doubles. I don't like the Denver Nuggets, but I'm pro Russell Westbrook. Westbrook been getting off. Last night, Klay Thompson was back in the building, man, in San Francisco, and they gave him a warm welcome. Everybody had on these captain hats. He's known as Captain Klay. All of this reverence that they didn't give him when he asked for them, when it was time for them to restructure his contract. I don't know whether he asked for a max contract or whatever, but somebody who put up those type of statistics that I just ran off, he probably want to be homaged, and they didn't homage him the correct way. I don't know where Steph Curry stood in that. I'm pretty sure Steph was a little bit more vocal and say, yo, y'all can't trade my man. He wouldn't have went anywhere. So I imagine at this point, Steph and Klay's relationship is probably artificial. Great game. It was just a very, very great game, man. I watched all of it from start to finish. From the time they did the introductions, very emotional. They gave Klay his flowers. Everybody screaming. It looked like he wanted to get a little bit emotional, whatever. But they tipped off, and it was game time. During this game, you had Klay Thompson being defended by his splash brother, Steph Curry. This shit looked wild as hell. But this is the scenario. You had Steph Curry defending Klay Thompson, who was defending Draymond Green. So the core and foundation of the Golden State Warriors championship teams was defending each other. I wish they wouldn't have never broke them guys up. If you had a chance to watch the Splash Brothers from 2015 all through their championship years, it was great basketball. They changed the game of basketball with the 3-ball. Basketball has never been the same since, man. Them dudes was really lighting motherfuckers up. But I wanted to see Klay Thompson light Golden State ass up for what they did to him, and he played great. He went 6 for 12 from three-point land. He finished with 22 points. That's shooting like 50% from three. Those are good numbers. He could have won the game. Golden State, Dallas was outplaying them. It was kind of back and forth, but when it got to the fourth quarter, Dallas was in control, and two things happened that it just pissed me off. Number one, Steph Curry went off for 12 points in the last 8 minutes. You can't stop him from doing that. Ain't nobody never stopped him from getting a bucket. He gonna get a bucket. He got a handle. He was doing his boogie. He hit a couple threes. He went to the bucket. 12 points in the last 8 minutes. They only won by 3. The final score was 120 to 117. So that means Dallas is up probably about 7 points late in the fourth quarter and shit. Probably with like 4 minutes left. But this is the fucking problem that I have that pissed me off. Luka Donic. This dude don't know how to fucking play basketball besides shooting the rock. That's all he do is fucking shoot the rock. You dig? And Steven Jackson made a video that went viral about a month or so ago, and he was like, he said something like, Ray Allen. He was critical of Ray Allen. He was out of pocket for using Ray, because Ray's a complete ball player in my opinion. He said, yeah, Ray Allen, he's one of them dudes, he could just score and shit. We ball players, though, we get busy. When he said that, he meant guys that dominate on the court, on both ends of the court, on defense and on offense, like Draymond Green displayed last night. Draymond was blocking shots. Draymond was getting assists. Draymond hit a couple of threes. I love Draymond Green. Draymond Green is the real anchor of the Golden State Warriors. They never had a consistent big man, and Draymond is the motherfucking big man for Golden State. But yeah, this motherfucker Luka, right? He take too many bad shots, man. Like, he got to stop doing that shit, man. They had this game won. At the end of the game, in the fourth quarter, Kyrie and Klay Thompson was getting busy. Klay knocking down them threes to catch and shoot. He's doing his Klay Thompson shit. Great fucking game, man, on both ends of the court. Great game. But when it's crunch time, Kyrie gotta have that fucking ball, man. Kyrie is a fucking playmaker. Kyrie is not one-dimensional when he got the ball. Kyrie can find an open man with a pass, and he's excellent in isolation positions. He could break a motherfucker to pieces with that handle and find an open man if he's not able to lay it up himself. This motherfucking Luka Donic, man, shot 2 fucking bricks down the stretch, man. Like, just totally uncalled for. Shots uncalled for, man. Like, you got to be able to identify when your teammate is getting busy. For real, you got to be able to identify that. And Klay Thompson was getting busy. He knew that this was Klay moment. He was in Klay playing in his home court where he played for 13 years or whatever. You got to get that fucking rock up, man. One of the great traits of a basketball player is being able to identify greatness in your teammates. It's 4 other players on the fucking court, man. Like, you're not obligated to shoot the fucking ball. Don't get me wrong. Luka was getting off in the first half, and he often dominates the first half. But the fat motherfucker ain't in no shape. He's not. He doesn't have a basketball body. He's very chubby looking and shit. Don't look like he put a lot into the fitness aspect of basketball. Like he just come to score. He don't play no defense. He don't cut to the basket. He don't set no screens. He's a terrible off the ball player. He don't do nothing unless he has the fucking ball. You dig? And last night, the shit that he did down the stretch, man, like, you got to be able to identify your teammates and the greatness that your teammates bring to the game. Luka is a good scorer, great scorer. When you a great scorer and the game is on the line and shit like that, you supposed to be able to use that attribute to cause a double team. What I mean by that is, do your little boogie in and shit and draw somebody, another defender to come and try to double team you, and at that point you got to get that fucking ball up to your teammates that's open. A prolific scorer is going to draw double teams and shit like that. You dig? And Klay, it was this play going down the stretch, man. It was probably like 2 minutes left, man. Luka shot this bullshit shot from around the foul line, and Klay was right next to him, and Klay was like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, and Luka is the face of the Dallas Mavericks. Let's say that. He's been there the longest out of Klay Thompson and Kyrie. He was there when Kyrie came. He was there when Klay Thompson came. I get that. But you got to get that fucking rock up, man. It's 20 seconds. I think it was probably like 20 seconds left in the game. They only down 3. There's no reason why Luka should be bringing the ball up court with 20 seconds left. This motherfucker brought the ball up the court and shot this long-ass fucking brick. There's no reason he should even have the ball with Kyrie Irving on the court. There's no reason he should have the ball with a dynamic point guard like Kyrie on the court. Man, run your ass around a motherfucking screen. There's times, I'm watching the game, there was times when Steph Curry is off the ball. Steph Curry play point guard when he's off the ball, and he's running around screens and, you know, causing havoc and shit, drawing the defense, because you got to keep track of where you at, drawing the defense away from other players who have the ball, opening up shots for other people. This motherfucker Luka shot this long-ass fucking brick. That shit pissed me the fuck off, man. Like, that shit pissed me. There's no room for a selfish fucking basketball player in NBA. That shit last year, they went to the NBA Finals. That was because of circumstance and shit like that. You dig? A lot of different shit happened in the playoffs. Dallas ended up, let's say Dallas was in more of a veteran mind state when they played Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. Ant-Man said some shit on TV like, yeah, Kyrie, next game. After they beat Denver, he got on TV and he said, yeah, next game, Kyrie, that's my matchup and da-da-da-da-da. And when he said that, I said to myself, Kyrie is going to kill this young nigga, man. He shouldn't have said his name like that. He should have just went and just played the game. Don't come into the next playoff series like you challenging this guy. This guy is a nutcase. And Kyrie showed his young ass that he's a fucking nutcase. He gave him like 30, 35 every game. Like he was unstoppable. So that's how Dallas ended up getting into the finals and shit. But again, I just mentioned Kyrie's dominance. He just had 43 points the other day. Luka got to give that fucking ball up. You got to get a fucking ball up. For real. Klay Thompson, he's had his ups and downs shooting. Last night he was cooking. You got to be able to identify that and take advantage of that. You dig? That last shot, Klay should have been the one taking that last shot. Kyrie should have been the one bringing it up the court, man. That shit just, they got to do something about that. Jason Kidd got to get that shit under control. He got to get that shit under control. They can't finish the season playing selfish ball like that when it comes to this motherfucker Luka. For real. People saying he's like James Harden 2.0. Just a motherfucker looking to shoot, don't do much of anything else. Straight like that. And that's why they lost the fucking game. Hopefully later in the season, and again, Klay Thompson played great. He had 22 points. Hopefully when Golden State go to Dallas, he can get his lick back. But he was supposed to get his fucking revenge in front of them Golden State Warrior fans. For real. That's that. That's all I have on that. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel. I did a live stream on it, and I went further in depth about it. But it pissed me the fuck off. Shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They 12-0. Coach Kenny Atkinson, he's doing a great job with them dudes, man. They don't got no, like, all-star, star-studded team. They got Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Darius Garland. They all playing their position. I just said it. I just named 3 players playing at the highest capacity, and now they 12-0 because of that. Not one player, Luka Donic, but 3. That's why fucking the Cleveland Cavs 12-0. They keep beating motherfuckers' ass and shit. So yeah, shout out to them, man. They playing really, really great basketball. I caught a Cleveland game last year. I think I caught them playing the Knicks. I'm gonna make sure I slide through there and get me another Cleveland game under my belt. And this motherfucking Bronny James. Bronny James is in the news. He's viral right now. He prompted me to come to the booth this evening. I wasn't even going to come here. This motherfucker Bronny James. People argued with me when the Lakers took this motherfucker. I was pissed from the door. I'm like, man, that's a bad fucking wasted pick, man. Like, this shit ain't got nothing to do with basketball. This nigga was no good in college. He didn't even start in college. You dig? This nigga averaged 4 points in college at USC. He didn't start. They gave this motherfucker a guaranteed contract, $8 million for 4 years. That's unheard of. The nigga come to the NBA. Did nothing. Boom. Straight to the G League, right? I just have to add this. The whole idea of Bronny James coming to the Lakers, that was all LeBron's doing, of course. And he just wanted that one moment of him and his son on the court together. That I forget who I think they played against the Cavs. I can't remember who the first game that the Lakers played against that Bronny got on the court. And they showed the picture of them niggas subbing in together. And that's all that shit was about. LeBron James wanting to do that. This dude, this motherfucker can't play basketball. He ain't no good at basketball. And people say, well, what do you expect out of a second-round pick? He was the 55th pick. I expect some motherfucking professionalism. Quincy Alivari from, I think he went to Xavier. He averaged 19 points in college. He got busy in the preseason. Bronny James didn't do shit. He got busy in the preseason. He should have been getting minutes. You dig? And he went undrafted. He went undrafted. This is an undrafted talent. Manu Ginobili is a second-round player. Jalen Brunson, second-round player. The Joker from the Denver Nuggets, he was drafted in the second round. I think Dikembe Mutombo was a second-round player. So I don't want to hear that shit that you can't get quality players in the second round. That just makes Zero fucking sense. Now, they sent this motherfucker to the G League where he don't belong. He don't even belong there. Sent him to the G League. He played one game. He only had 4 points. News came through today that this motherfucker is not going to travel with the team. He's only going to play home games in the G League. He don't want to travel because he don't want to get on commercial flights with the rest of the team. This motherfucker think he's bigger than the goddamn team. I know his teammates don't like him. There's no way that his teammates are going to like him. They like, man, this bitch ass nigga don't even belong in the league, number one. Number two, he don't belong in the G League where we trying to get our lives together. He got an $8 million contract. A lot of us out here struggling, trying to push shit together, playing for crumbs, trying to fulfill our dreams that we trained our whole life for. And you got this bum-ass motherfucker getting preferential treatment. They gave him a guaranteed contract. Boom, he's in the G League. The nerve of you with guaranteed money to say that you don't want to travel with your team, that right there makes me question him entirely as a basketball player. What fucking basketball player do you know that don't want to get on the court, that don't want to play? What the fuck do you mean you don't want to play no road games because you don't want to get on commercial flights? That sounds bizarre as fuck. There are dudes that's really about basketball, that's really about it, passionate about it. Them niggas that catch a bus to the game. Them niggas catch a train to the game. Them niggas that drive across the country in their own vehicle, drive themselves to show up and play them goddamn games if that's what they had to do. That's how much.
I already know what it is. Iron Sheik, a.k.a. Abdullah the Butcher, a.k.a. Akbar the Rockstar, a.k.a. Warlord, a.k.a. Black Adam. Fresh out the South Bronx, fresh in the flesh, official shit down to the bone bristle. Y'all now tapping in with Gully TV.